everybody, it is me, Dukect, here live once again, back, after a week, and here I am, 100% full Dukect, and, well, hopefully you guys, gals, and anyone who's listening, miss me, and, it was been one heck of an interesting week in the world of wrestling, video games, etc. Got Splatoon 2 details, all the stuff around. People liking that stuff. Everyone's thinking it's going to be a really good game. You got some a new Splatoon main girl going around making all this stuff, all the gifs, all the crazy kids and doing all that type of stuff. This crazy wackadoo stuff. Doomfist has come to Overwatch. I don't play Overwatch. I don't really care, but it's a black man with a big, huge fist. So, yay. I'm still waiting for really the reason why, a good story for Overwatch. I don't know why. There's legitimately no story. You have background, but there's no story for these characters. So, I understand there's hype of how people like the game, but I need something. Give me something. Give me a tangible something. Give me something, That's all I ask. But, it is what it is, and some people like it, some people don't. So anyway, how y'all doing? How are you doing, people? I hope y'all doing well. I hope you are doing a great thing, and something everyone seems to be doing on this great Thursday evening. And, well, we're going to be talking about some interesting things because there's major, and I do mean major news just came out. The WWE has been hacked. Yes, the WWE has hacked today. According to Forbes, Bob Deangelo from security firm Tech told Forbes he uncovered a huge unprotected WWE database containing information from more than 3 million users. Deangelo also claimed that it was open to anyone who knew the web's web address to search. Yes, great security, by the way. Let's see, and the reason why this Forbes says the reported breach includes his address, says there were no credit card or password information was included, but also, but yet it's still reported breach includes addresses, educational backgrounds, earnings, ethnicity, as well as the customers' children age ranges for the this huge this huge data link. And someone who is a customer, and I do a bit worried about it, but at least none of my other information, credit card or password information was included and such in this huge thing. But this is a huge leak, and this is shocking. I'm hopeful that this won't hurt anyone. I'm hopeful this will not hurt anybody. This will not basically ruin anyone's life. I hope that this is like, someone, doesn't use this information, like I said, hurt anyone or do anything horrible and such. But some of the main stuff here is at least, hopefully some of the main stuff, the most really stuff is like credit card or password information, the money and such has, and all these type of things has, made sure that there weren't, they were made sure locked down. But now the data housed on Amazon Web Services, this is S3 server, it was stored on a it was stored without username or password protection. Let me repeat that. This data, so important data, did not have any username or password protection. How is that even possible? And that's just, to me, gross. That to me just shows what's gross incompetence. I hope so. There will be, hopefully, heads will roll. Heads will roll on this. Because this is like very serious stuff. So, I hope that everyone, like I said, everybody is safe. And, and it is, some people are frustrated. Like, I had to find this out not by via email, but also, I paid I'm a WWE Network subscriber, and I was paid $10 a month, and they didn't tell me or anything. I said I had to find out via other news sources. I mean, it is only for market research, but again, this could have been some passwords. It could have been some financial information, or anything like that. So, that could have been a really serious security breach and such. So, hopefully it was at least somewhat mitigated. So that's a positive thing. A very hopefully this thing will not happen again anytime soon. The WWE and whoever is doing the IT stuff will lock this stuff down, make sure this stuff will never happen again, and catch the people who have done this horrible crime. Make sure this, find the person who didn't do the right thing, made sure they fixed it, so, this stuff will never happen again. Hopefully. Well, anyway, speaking of hacks, let's talk about the WWE hack writing team. Segue. I've been, a very interesting segue. WWE, this is actually coming from a very interesting podcast from Brian. I think it was Brian Alvarez. This is coming from, this came from the official official pro board, the official Freaking Awesome Network boards, the WWE board, and it's basically, I think was can WWE write decent baby faces anymore? And I just saw this. It was actually someone, I'll put the link in the description about where you can find this, the forum. And this right here, it says that, is that they are only there. The WWE, honestly, this huge, and Brian Alvarez, who just made this rant before, and I made this rant. This right here is that, they buy, the people want to buy these baby faces. They like the people, we want to have end zone casts. Why? Why do people like them? They do like them. They care about them. They're like, yes, people loved them. They cheered for them. They count the catchphrases. And then recently they broke up. And why? I don't know, just to get heat on Cass. And Cass is better as heels. Brian Alvarez went to a different interesting story when he first started wrestling. He actually said, he wanted to be the heel and be the bad guy and talk about stuff, but his trainer told him that no, anyone can be an asshole. I'm paraphrasing. Anybody can be an asshole. Anybody can be mean and says, okay, it takes work to get the crowd to like you. It takes work to get people to cheer for you and get all this stuff over. And and it is harder to be a babyface. And then when you do that babyface, you can get heel stuff later on. But being a babyface takes work and effort. And once you do get that work and effort, and you're successful, that actually helps you later on. But now it seems like it's just everyone wants to turn to a heel, and there's nothing really to just everyone turns heel because they can do whatever they want. That to me is just sad. Everyone wants to do what they want when they turn heel. They could just be mean and nasty, and they're just like that. Hell, fans love it because that's real. And then when they try to tone it down to make people like them, it's just a reverse type power. Oh, they're being kiss asses. They're being the company's chosen ones. Which, honestly, I'm going to say this right now. If you're on the WWE and they're pushing you, you are their chosen one. Hell, Finn Balor is the WWE's chosen one, but, he has the NXT street cred, so that's okay. 3 matches on the main roster, and he's in a main event title picture. And I still have no idea what makes people care about Finn Balor. I know I'm cribbing out the person who actually wrote the first, who actually wrote the, he says right here, the first, he says right here on the CD, She's like, there is nothing like Finn Balor. Like she's like, as much as I love Fergal Devitt, he has never Fergal Devitt. He has never really been established as a babyface apart from his willingness one time to back away from the Miz rather than risk seeing Maurice get hurt. Again, what we know about him away from the ring make us like him a lot, but his in-ring characterization is still an unknown quantity. Right there, what makes people outside the ring is great, but inside the ring, what makes Finn Balor someone cheerable? Because he's a good wrestler? Congratulations, there's a huge ton of great wrestlers. Is it because of his outer ring work? But okay, what about someone who hasn't watched his his documentaries? There's no reason to like him. There's nothing really tangible to do it. He is an unknown quality. Who is this? What's going on? Why is that? And it is sad that, when you have like stuff like happened with Bayley, what Bayley's going through, when your baby faces, your hero characters are just looked like just complete fools, look like complete chumps, and just look so, not really heroic or just completely ineffectual. I mean, when Bayley says, I'm not here to hurt people, I'm here to put smiles on people's faces, that just killed her character. You killed her character completely. If you're not here to hurt people, why you are a wrestler in the first place? If you're not here to hurt people, then why the hell were you just basically bashing the hell out of Sasha's head just to win this 30-minute Iron Woman match back at NXT to keep the NXT Women's Championship? If you're not there to hurt people, why are you going so hard to hell to go after, say, Nia Jax, choke her out? Because that stuff hurts. Yeah. So, if you're not there to hurt people or bring smiles to people's faces, why are you a wrestler? Why are you here? It's just, they take away the reason why that fire, And you watch other films. You watch, say, if Wonder Woman was directed by the WWE, it would be, if the WWE writers wrote Wonder Woman, she would be rebel as ineffectual and completely lame, and no one would like her. I mean, they have no idea the WWE writers have no idea what they're doing. And I know I've said this countless times on many, podcasts with guests and by myself and you guys listening and calling in. And by the way, if you do want to call into the show, the number, as always, 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. I like doing that little segue there. But back to the point, I'm right. Y'all know I'm right about this. Characters need to have growth. They need to have tangible stuff. My fear is that what's going to happen if they say turn Roman Reigns heel and give him that stuff, he's going to be instantly cheered by everyone else in the audience, and they're going to probably boo the hell out of Finn Balor. So probably they know that. They know that, and it's going to really frustrate people. So Finn Balor, they've been building him as a babyface, and then next you have a Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns gets booed as the heel. Yes, he gets booed. Yeah, I mean, that's great. And then next 2 or 4 weeks later, he gets cheered like a Braun Strowman, that sort of thing. And people are like, oh my God, that's great. And then Braun Strowman gets, by the way, without Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman gets little to no reaction. He gets little to no reaction whatsoever. So, is Braun Strowman great, or is it just basically him going after Roman? That's pretty much it. And if they have Strowman beat Roman, that would be dumb. So he's just like, yeah, I beat him, and now we're going after, Brock Lesnar or whatever, or Samoa Joe. What he doesn't really have, and the crowd will be just relegated to just silence. How's that going to happen when Braun Strowman comes out like SummerSlam, and you have him just come out to complete silence and no one giving a crap? That's not good for business. Again, without Roman, he doesn't get any responses. And speaking of Roman about baby faces, and I'll say this right now, I like Roman. I think he's a really good wrestler. WWE has screwed him over badly. They made him completely unlikable. They make him unlikable. They sat him around with these terrible jokes, and quite honestly, made him beat one of the most highly elder statesmen, supposedly retiring the elder statesman, The Undertaker. How the hell is he going to be cheered? There's no reason really to cheer him. But he's got heat, though. He got heat. So, yeah. So, and the only option is to turn him to a villain or turn him heel or whatever. But then the issue then becomes he turns heel and, becomes all this swagger and stuff. The fans are going to cheer for him. They're going to boo or just be like, and render people like, say, Finn Balor to irrelevancy or something like that. Then what you going to do? Because, hey, you did work with The Rock. The reason why it worked with The Rock and everything else, you have people to bounce off of. Who the hell on the Raw brand can you have Roman Reigns bounce off of? You can't do Braun Strowman in a promo battle or anything else like that. Samoa Joe and all these people are old. They're old guys, man. They've been around too long. Who's out there? Cass? Yes, Cass, who actually is a lot quicker on the draw than this whole slow on the mark stuff. There's no one else. I mean, that's what it is. It's just so. I don't think Cass is going to actually be that interesting as a bad guy when he gets, a couple weeks after the heel turn, after he gets, beats up Enzo and such. Oh, by the way, Great Balls of Fire is this weekend, and I still don't care about it. I don't really, I'm not really previewing it. I don't know. I should do the podcast previewing it, but, other than Joe and Lesnar and Strowman and Roman, I just don't care about it. I don't actually give two craps about, those are the only two matches, and I hate that. I hate the fact that is, and it's the reason why it is, because there's no really good characters to root for. There's no one really interesting to root for. That's just on Raw, but also on SmackDown. Why should I cheer for Sami Zayn, who just comes off as annoying and, needy and annoying? Hell, have him calling Kurt Angle after he gets drafted every 5 minutes. And then annoying Daniel Bryan and annoying everyone else. And on top of that, you have the never-ending Kevin Owens-Sami Zayn feud. Which, by the way, last year at Battleground, that was supposed to be it. That was supposed to be the last battle. Sami Zayn wins. It was great and emotional. Instead, they just continue to fight forever and ever. And Kevin Owens winning every other match, making that victory completely and utterly hollow. Great work building for the future, guys. Why couldn't just have Kevin Owens go on SmackDown or Sami on Raw or vice versa? That would have made sense, but WWE hates sense, so there we are. And that's the real issue, is that they don't have any ideas to really go on to. They just book from week to week to week to week. They have no really foundation. There's no set path. It's all this type of stuff, trying to do the same thing with the Monday Night Wars era, but yet it's micromanaged, but yet try to have chaotic elements to it. And that does not work. Chaotic element plus micromanaging does not equal success. It equals failure. And the WWE has been failing at that for, having losing people since 2002. Ratings has gone down significantly year after year after year after year after year. We keep pointing this stuff out, and yet people say, well, they can't. No. Before the cord cutting, the WWE was losing its audience. They have been losing its audience. They have been ignoring the fact of actually getting good characters on their TV show. In fact, the only place I see characters and actually decency written and actually do well in wrestling is Lucha Underground, and they're actually doing some really good stuff here. I like Lucha Underground. I like this stuff because even though I like wrestling, the wrestling on Lucha Underground is secondary. The main show, the main draw of that show is the characters and the storylines within them. That is why I care about Lucha Underground. Sure, the wrestling and some of the wrestlers are not the top work rate, but I care about them. Sexy Star, for example, Sexy Star. Is she the best women's wrestler I've seen? No, not. Heck, I honestly would rank Charlotte, Sasha. They had some people on Lucha Underground here. I rank Mariposa, Ivelisse beyond her. I think she's and such. In WWE, you have, The four horsewomen. I think those four women are better than her. But the difference between that and actually a Sexy Star case, between like the four horsewomen and Sexy Star, is that she has a motivation. She has a character. She grows. She is a rootable baby face that actually has storylines and have connections to people. And at the end of the day, she worked hard and won. She actually got to the promised land. She actually wins her big matches instead of just losing. Oh, she lost. Or yes, I understand Johnny Mundo won the title the next week. But I'll say this. It was nice that she actually accomplished her goal. She accomplished her goal multiple times. She won against the No Mas match. She won the Gift of the Gods Championship. That's what it is. It is the Gift of the God Championship. Sexy Star. She won that, and they actually did. She actually fought and took down, say for example, all these other people in the ring to win the vacant championship. Of course, Johnny Mundo won, and then she all this type of stuff, that sort of thing. That's right there and important. It is important to have that. It's important to actually have you see the characters win and actually win important matches. That to me, how have you win the Gift of the Gods Championship, that sort of thing. Or win the Lucha Underground title. Building up like that. That's what I believe. That's what I always believe. Just have them win and have them be your baby faces, look strong, and look at the end of the day are important, and actually are successful. Anyone else in WWE? I haven't, and I'm gonna say this right now. When was the last time you had that? In the W recently, you had a babyface win a championship match, and it felt important and it felt great. A good feeling. The only time I saw that good feeling of a babyface at the long hair storyline, honestly, was Heath Slater and Rhino winning the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Yes, that's just sad. I know Naomi won a women's championship. That was a good feeling too. But those are the only two. Those are the only two. Everything else, this is again a very sad way to actually. This is just again how the WWE just doesn't get it. They don't get it, brothers and sisters. They don't get it. They never get this stuff about actually having people to work hard and people having to root for the characters and seeing how these characters grow and become, champions, not just winning small belts, but also winning championship belts that you sit back and you grow and actually, like, wow, this is a major accomplishment. But hey, that's just me. That's what I want to see in my wrestling. Characters grow and seeing babyfaces win in their big moment and, winning their championship and winning it in a, winning the championship, whatever type of stuff, winning matches that mean something that progresses their characters and have them grow. And that is the WWE's lacking. And until they fix this problem, doesn't matter how many in these stars they get, doesn't matter how many great matches they have, it will mean absolutely nothing if the characters, the personas, or whatever you want to call them, do not grow. Or if they do have a chance to grow and they do get a great moment, get it snatched away, get it snatched away in a meaningless matches, or having having a finale of the feud and then just taking it back. You can't and should not do that. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, we're going to take a small break, and when we come back, I will talk about the TNA debut, the wrestling of Deangelo Williams, and honestly, and my thoughts on it, and what is the future hold for him. We'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. We're going to be listening to some more Sonic, actually, as we're going to look at Sonic the Hedgehog Speed, the Sound of Speed. And we're going to listen to some, let's see, The Sound of Speed by OA and Scarcism here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for listening to Dukect. Thanks for listening to me, Dukect. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening to me here live on the Dukect Lounge. Once again on TalkShoe.com. If you want to call into this live show, remember to dial in. The number is 724-444-7444. Once again, call the number is 724-444-7444 to dial in. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417 for the live show, which is usually on Thursday evenings at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join in, chat rooms on lock, and you will be engaged and enjoying this stuff. And also, you can use the shoe phone if you do and download the stuff so you can connect to the shoe phone. And you can call, you can do the shoe phone way as well. So don't worry, you can have fun calling in, and let me tell you, it's going to be a great time. Oh, yeah. Okay, but anyway, let's get to the main event here. Deangelo Williams, running back from the Steelers, I earned correctly on Twitter, said he was from the Browns. I was wrong. I apologize for that. I was an idiot. But anyway, I have to say this. I watched the highlights of, the match he was in with him and Moose taking on, I think, Chris Adonis and Eli Drake. And honestly, the funny thing is, Eli Drake was the one who botched the most when he slipped off the ropes again. I'm like, every Slammiversary, it's like, it's tradition now. It comes up and he screws up. He slips on the ropes. It's sad. So sad. But I'm not talking about Slammiversary as a whole, ladies and gentlemen, because that day will come. Because honestly, I'll probably have to go in, and when it's on YouTube, I'll get it. Because here there's some really stupid stuff there, but some good stuff, but also stupid stuff. But I was not going to pay $40 to watch this show. I'm not that dude no more. I didn't care for most of it. But I did care about was oh my goodness, Deangelo Williams, when he made his debut. I was surprised. This dude was really good. Holy crap. I mean, I watched him and I was like, wow. I was not only impressed, but I was super impressed. I mean, for the guy who had only 3 days of training, 3 days of pro wrestling training, and be as quick and smooth and better than majority of not only the TNA roster, but in some cases more than the WWE roster. Seriously, this dude is so good. He just honestly, man, doing moves like, shoulder blocks, jumping knee, hitting that knee right there, a jumping knee strike, Samoan drops, sometimes, like, man, he showed more of a move. It's like he showed more of a move set than Finn Balor and Aleister Black. And I'm like, and I know that's going to probably piss him off, but it's true. I honestly thought for that moment, I'm like, man, this dude is actually more, more. This dude actually has more. When he has more of a moveset than the most two highly touted guys in WWE, I think he was doing pretty well. And I honestly wish he would stay. I mean, I know he's probably going back to the NFL. I think he already said that he's going back to the NFL. But I think if he was smart, I think, he's 34. He's a running back. He's on the twilight of his career. I think if he was smart, I think he would do a career change. And I think because he really, the only thing he messed up kind of because he overshot the frog splash trying to go through that. He overshot it. But overall, I think he really did well. I think he did a great job. I was highly, impressed by him. And honestly, my selfish wish, I think WWE should have picked him up for the Performance Center, have him go there, have a cup of coffee at NXT, and afterwards go on the main roster, have him sign up with Titus World Brand, and have him and Apollo Crews win the tag belts. And then have Cruz get jealous for, and everything. And then, bam, break up the tag team and everything else in the band. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what I know. I know. I talk about bringing up tag teams and stuff like that. But it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting that because I think he actually will play a good face. He played a pretty decent face here. And he does have the moveset. And if he looks like if he does have the drive and he's focused, he could be really, really good. He's only 34. So I think, there's a window there, and people, it's not the first time pro wrestling and football have mixed. I mean, one of the biggest stars, Goldberg, he was a former football player. You have guys like Ernie Ladd and Ernie Ladd and all the other old school guys who just, who were football players, but then went to the into the old school territory systems of pro wrestling. So yeah, it's not the first time this stuff has happened. So I'll be all in. Besides, I will not be surprised. I'm surprised that more football players joined up. I mean, you already have like two big rookies. I mean, you got Moose, who was a former. Yeah, in fact, Quinn Onika. He was born in actually Seabrook, Maryland. Local boy. Pre-G County represent. Yes. Martha, yada yada. And he was a offensive tackle. He was an offensive tackle guard. So yeah, he is an offensive tackle, and he has been doing really good. Has been seriously, I think he should have been the TV champ. Heck, I honestly right now, if Ring of Honor played its cards right, I honestly think Moose should be main eventing at this point. He shouldn't be in TNA. He should be main eventing in Ring of Honor, winning the Ring of Honor World title and such. Maybe after a heel turn, I think, taking down the dude, Christopher Daniels and such. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, back to the point, Deangelo Williams, I think he should go, to, get to a, I think Deangelo Williams was I wish he went back to kept going with the wrestling thing. He does have a knack for it. And here's hopefully, I'm hopeful, yeah, a lot of people seem to be really positive about that. A real positive thing. And yet here he is, link in the description, is that he is he did not he's like, he says, quote, he was like, he was simply fulfilling a departed uncle's dream. He says, it was my debut and my retirement at the same time. His uncle mentioned got me into wrestling. He wanted him to try wrestling, and such. He respected, like, well, he says, quote, from the Charlotte Observer, he's like, his uncle, to his, like, they said, first Williams took his uncle to his first WrestleMania to start attending every year. His uncle tried to urge Deangelo Williams to try wrestling. It was like, I was like, no, I never do that. I respect the sport too much for that. I just couldn't do it. But he says, it's like, well, nephew, it would be great to see you wrestle. That's one of my dreams. I'm like, if I ever get the opportunity, he'll wrestle for him. But at the end of the day, he said, you know what? I'm going to, go back to football, which is a shame because he has such a knack for it. And I'm hopeful that, he only had 3 days of training, but man, he's just so crisp in the ring. Just dude has it. And here's hoping that if he does get the wrestling urge again, he'll be welcomed back in open arms. That's my hope. And that's my hope that he does come back. And when he does, I hope it's a company that has more eyes upon it. And that is my wish. And I doubt he's gonna listen to that, but he deserves to have a better debut than having just 236 people there, and barely even that. How many people actually bought the show, Slammiversary? What, maybe 5,000 people? He's probably got more on YouTube watching his stuff now than probably ordered the show. So yeah, it's I wish that his debut was in a higher stage because he deserved that. That dude looked great. He looked really good. And I would like to see more of it. More of him in the ring. But if it isn't, well, we'll always have that. Anyway, that's it for the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hanging around and listening to my crazy ramblings. Thank you so much. The Marine Fire review, the script is done. I'm heading off again today. Hang out with family this weekend, and after when I come back, I will be filming that stuff, and hopefully it will be out next week. Then it will be starting my 50th review, and then after that, I have some very interesting stuff planned for this, for my 51st, 52nd, and 53rd. It's just going to keep coming, and it's going to be really good. I'm going to try to get 2 episodes done for you quickly and efficiently, because you know how I do. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you much for taking a listen, a small little listen here to me, Dukect, here on the Dukect Lounge, live on TalkShoe. You can see this thing on the Freaking Awesome Web Network. You can also see it on MannicExpression.com, also on YouTube.com/Dukect, and on vid.me. Thanks so much, and on iTunes as well. And thank you much for listening. It's Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.